Hey, what's up out there, family and friend? It's your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses, has just gone live. Give me 1 second as I share this live stream to all my social media outlets. All right, y'all go ahead, let grandmama and them know that the motivational teacher to the masses has just gone live. What's up, Kennard? Got some people just starting to hop in here. Go ahead and share it, like it. I've been getting messages that this new platform I'm using that it takes a couple of minutes for them to notify everybody that I've gone live. I'm using a new platform. I'm streaming live on both Facebook and YouTube. If you can, please go ahead. If you're watching via YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click that bell twice. We are breaking fresh bread daily, so you can get it in the day that it gets right out the oven. This bread, the bridge of where you are now to where you want to be tomorrow. And if you're watching this on Facebook, please like Williams Inspires. Like I said, I am dropping fresh content. And if you're a person on a mission and you're looking for someone to help you get to the next level of life, then I'm your boy. You want to subscribe, you want to like, and you want to get to it. So, all right, here we go. I know they said it takes about 2 minutes. I said I was going to try to give people 2 minutes to try to log on, but I am ready to break some doggone bread. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe. Let everybody know that he's gone live. Tonight, I have some bread that I could not wait to break. And if you're on here, drop me a little line and let me know you're on here because you know, with the new application, I can't see people as they join when I was on Facebook only. So just hit me a line. Hey, what up, Aunt? I want to recognize you, and I really want you all to chime into this conversation, elevate this conversation by dropping your comments in the hey, what's up, Aunt Deb? Dropping your comments on so I can, number one, know that you're out there, and also I can pull you in the conversation as well. But today, we're going to break bread. My last live, I went live on Saturday, and I talked about unlocking your potential, how to unlock. Hey, what's up, Mom? How to unlock your potential. And I have been getting inboxes like bing, 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 and everybody, hey, what's up, Rajetta? Everybody wanting to know more about what I was talking about this past Saturday. I can't review everything I said this past Saturday. Please go to my YouTube page, my YouTube channel. Hey, Tessa, how you doing? Please go to my YouTube channel and look at that Saturday message. It was off the chain, how to unlock your potential. And I gave 3 keys to discovering your potential. And number 1 was pushing yourself. Number 2 was pursuing your passion. And number 3 was creating new behaviors. Those was the 3. And if you look, my thread was on fire on last week. And so I had somebody inbox me and say, hey, yo, Aunt, can you do something on those 3 alone? And I said, the motivational teacher from the masses will break bread on those 3 alone. Hey, Elkie, how are you? I said, I will break bread on those 3 alone if it's going to help somebody fight past average into greatness, to fight past mediocrity into greatness. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, William? All right, let's get into this thing. I'll give everybody time to join. Let's break bread. So tonight, for a brief moment, I want to talk about pushing yourself. I want to talk about pushing yourself. We're going to break bread tonight. It's amazing that in our culture, in this economy right now, there are a lot of reasons as to why people are in the situation they are in. I'm going to break bread before tonight is over. There are a lot of people that even before COVID-19 had decided to settle into mediocrity. I'll give you a few of the stats that I gave them on Saturday. 57% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, according to First National Bank. 70% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their savings account. 45% of Americans have nothing saved. And the average gross income of all Americans last year was $40,000. So even before COVID-19 hit, there was still too many of us living average. We were living average. We were living in mediocrity. And see, trust me, the motivational teacher to the masses is not trying to beat you up, not trying to make you feel bad about yourself, because I believe you are like me. There are some people that's learning how to win. And I say the people looking at me, into my eyes right now, we are learning how to win. We're lifting as we climb. And the motivational teacher to the masses is going to help get us to the next level of life. All right. So y'all go ahead, like, share, host watch parties for this video, because we're about to break some bread. Pushing yourself refers to accepting the challenge and overtaking it despite its difficulty, going beyond what I thought I can go. And it's so amazing that I remember this story. There was a guy and his kid. They were going camping in the woods, and they saw a butterfly. I saw a cocoon. They saw the butterfly trying to struggle to get out the cocoon. And the butterfly struggled and it struggled inside the cocoon. And the butterfly was able to pop just a little bit of his wing out of a small piece of that cocoon. And so the father and the child watched the butterfly struggle in the cocoon for minutes at a time. And then the cocoon it stopped moving. And so the kid was like, Dad, save the butterfly, save the butterfly. And so the father went and got a pair of scissors and he cut through the rest of the cocoon until the butterfly was free. But what the father did not know is that it was in the process of pushing itself out of the cocoon is when the fluids from the body get lifted into the wings. It was in the process of trying to break through when God allowed the fluids to be pushed from the body to the wings so that the butterfly can fly. And so the dad and the kid looked at the butterfly on the ground, wondering why that butterfly could not fly, never move. And from that day forward, that butterfly never flew, because the body was too heavy, because the fluids were not pushed out into the wings, because it lacked the struggle in order to get the wings. I'm about to break bread today. And see, likewise, many of us are right there, just like that butterfly in that cocoon. We have just a small piece of our elbow hanging out that cocoon. And most of us, because the struggle is real and pushing yourself is real. It is real. Just like with that butterfly right there, and we get tired and we just can't hardly get it out, and we stop moving and we expect a stimulus check, or we expect somebody to come and try to rescue us. I'm so happy that God is not like a man. God always develops the character before he develops the man. And the character is developed during the struggle of us learning how to push ourselves beyond our comfort zone. I shared on my YouTube page about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I talked about how faith starts at the end of your comfort zone. That's Anthony Williams' definition. That's Anthony Williams' definition. Faith starts at the end of your comfort zone. And right now, there's so many of us that we're kind of uncomfortable right now. And I'm okay. COVID-19 has made some of us uncomfortable. That now we understand that, man, like I really got to put myself in a new phase of life. Hey, what's up, Shay? What's up, Igdalia? I really got to move my family to another phase of life. I really got to start planning for legacy. COVID-19 has given us the ability to stop and rethink, where were we going? And now it's time to reevaluate. And the first reevaluation starts with us looking at us. It starts with us. We got to start back moving. We got to understand that it was never meant for us to stay in this cocoon forever. We were meant to fly, but we will never fly until we start testing our limits, until we start pushing ourselves beyond the point where we're comfortable. If we just accept being in a cocoon, we'll always be a cocoon, and we'll never turn into the butterfly that God created us to be. And life is just like that. And God, just as that butterfly has to struggle through the cocoon, in order for you to walk into greatness, you got to struggle out of mediocrity. That cocoon represents mediocrity. There's a butterfly on the inside of you, but it's going to take you pushing yourself, man, right up against mediocrity. It's going to take you saying, man, I am not comfortable. I'm always content, because God always gives seeds to the sower. Don't get me wrong. I'm always content, but I will not accept mediocrity when I know God has given us so much more. Beverly, I am going to break bread. We have so much more. 3 characteristics of people that don't push themselves. I'm the motivational teacher to the masses. See, I ain't one of these motivational speakers. All motivational speakers want to do is rah-rah you and tell you how you're not getting it and tell you what you and how far you are from the truth. You ain't giving all the effort. I'm not a motivational teacher. I mean, a motivational speaker. I am the motivational teacher because I'm going to, number one, it's always my belief that if you know what you're supposed to be doing, the reciprocal of that is true. You know what you're not supposed to be doing. And a lot of times when you don't know what you don't know. And so the motivational teacher to the masses sometimes have to point out where and articulate where we truly are. And we have to be able to locate ourselves to understand that, hey, maybe I haven't given 120%. Maybe I have been procrastinating a little bit longer. Maybe I've gotten tired of the struggle of trying to bust out the cocoon. And I'll just start to begin to believe that maybe I'm not supposed to be a butterfly. Maybe I'm always supposed to be a cocoon. And maybe we've gotten to that level of belief and we've gotten to that place. But the motivational teacher to the masses is here tonight. And I know the eyes looking at me. We are going to break some bread. Go ahead, host the watch party, share, like this video. If you're on my YouTube page, go ahead and subscribe and click the bell twice because we're about to break bread. 3 characteristics of people that don't push themselves. Number 1, procrastinators. Procrastinators will never inherit the land. You were supposed to be, we are meant to live in the promised land. But if we're procrastinators, we'll never inherit the land. If we're always putting off today for tomorrow for the next day, we'll never get everything out this life, what we're supposed to get. I don't care how much God is for us. If we're procrastinators, we're going to always limit our manifestation. If we're procrastinators, we got to change that about us. I can no longer depend on what I can do tomorrow. I got to dominate when? Now. Now is the only moment that matters. I got to win right now. If I put enough seasons, enough days, enough hours, enough minutes of winning right now, I can win at life. And see, I complain about diets. I don't want to diet. It's hard for me to get away from the table. It ain't about dieting for 30 years. It's about changing your lifestyle now. The only moment that you really have to win is now. If you win enough nows, you'll get your desired results. The second characteristic of people that don't push themselves, the blame game. Where is that person's fault? Is that person's fault? Is that person's fault? Is his fault? Is her fault? And we blame everything on everybody else instead of taking control of our own life. Just like that butterfly. We don't need somebody from the outside to come and save us. If somebody is saving us from the outside, that means that person controls the right to put you back where they found you. I just broke bread. If you don't have the skills, if you're not able to add the value on your job or in your business and you're looking for a promotion, then you're tricking yourself. You're fictitious living because you're not buying into the process. You got to buy into the process. You got to push yourself. I'm telling you, yeah, I'm going to break bread tonight. You got to push yourself. We got to stop telling ourselves always somebody else. Drop the blame game. The third characteristic of people that don't push themselves, they look for shortcuts. There are no shortcuts in life. If you're cutting corners, your results will be cut in half. Corners also. If you're only giving 20%, seed time and harvest of seed is within itself. The law of Genesis. If you're only giving 20%, the law of Genesis said you can only get 20% back out. If you're giving 40%, some 30, some 60, some 100-fold, all depending about how you go in, baby. It's all about what. No shortcuts. You got to right now today, I want you to make a pact with yourself. I am no longer looking for shortcuts. See, many of us, just speak to the mountain, be cast out, removed, and thrown and cast into the sea. We ain't looking for the mountains to be cast into the sea right now. Right now, I'm looking to hike over that mountain so I can get my wings. I'm breaking bread right now. I'm getting out my cocoon stage and I'm going into my beautiful butterfly wing stage. In order for me to do that, I got to get outside of my norm. I got to get outside of what I know. I'm breaking bread right now. For most of us, what we know is robbing us of our destiny. It's robbing us of our destiny because of what we know. We face so many opportunities where we didn't have success. We've done so many, people have told us so many things that it's killed our confidence. It's killed our confidence. We gotta get back to the place to where it does. We got to get back to the place where I play with supreme confidence, where I have self-love, I have self-confidence. I'm breaking bread tonight. I have self-confidence. I have self-confidence. You listen, man, listen to your boy. Listen, there's greatness, there's genius on the inside of you. But until you're confident enough to express it, man, the world will never see you as anything more than average. I just broke. Who's chiming into this conversation? William said, thinking about my money different. Yeah, we need to start doing that. We need to start doing that. Eventually, I am going to do a series called Money Matters, because we can never accomplish our goals and our dreams if we're always financially dependent on a bank, or we're financially dependent on investors, or we're always dependent on somebody else to finance what God told us to do. We got to get outside of it. And the only way to be able to do that, William, is to be able to handle our money, to be a great, not a good steward, a great steward of the resources that we have in our life. Yeah, I'm going to break bread tonight. Like that, there are no shortcuts to greatness. There's no discount to greatness. Greatness will never go on sale. It will never go on sale. I was watching The Last Dance, I think it's called The Last Dance, last night with Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan told a story when he was a rookie in the NBA, and the Chicago Bulls team, they was terrible at the time. And they were going to a game on the road. And Mike said he couldn't find any of his teammates. So he went up and down the hall and he heard a bunch of noise coming out this one room. And so he went over to that room to hear and see what was going on in that room. And he saw all of his teammates had all drugs, women, with everything negative that you can want in one room. And Mike said he got out that room because he was thinking that if somebody raped this room, that I'm just as guilty as the rest of them. But Michael knew that his goal was to be the greatest of all time. He understood that if I'm going to be great at this game, at this craft, that I got to give myself to it. That if I give myself to this game will give itself back to me. And see, Kobe Bryant understood the same lesson. I got to give myself to this in order for it to give itself back to me. And see, like Q just said, MJ did that without even knowing, without even being saved. He did that not even, and this is a principle. This is a principle that if I give myself to whatever I give myself, it will give itself back to me. Psalm 30, Psalm 60, Psalm 100-fold. At the level I give it is how it will give itself back to me. Michael and Kobe understood that. And guess what? The motivational teacher to the masses understands that as well. See, right now, we got to get to the point to where we're giving ourselves to something, that we're pushing ourselves beyond exhaustion. We're pushing ourselves beyond comfortability. We're pushing ourselves outside of something. Sometimes, man, my coach, Kevin Stallings, I never will forget it. Some days, you're going into practice and it just like, some days it's just not there. And Coach Stallings would always say, you got to act yourself into a new way of thinking. Like you got to get out here and going hard. And eventually, as you keep going hard and giving yourself to it, it'll snap your mind into a new frame of thinking. And some of us out there are so lethargic, and we've been going through the motions so long that we forgot what it feels like to get to put our whole self into something. Man, I'm breaking bread up in here tonight about pushing yourself. Got Elke chiming into this conversation. What energy you put out there is the energy you get in return, no doubt. We talked about it. Out of the what goes on the inside is what eventually comes up on the outside. You can't hide it. All right, let's get back into these notes, man. I went on a rant, but it was a good one, and I hope we got something out of that to help us move past mediocrity and move into greatness. So tonight, for a brief moment, and this is what the person that reached out, they wanted to know exactly how do I push myself? How do I put myself in a place outside of my comfort zone where I'm ready to take on whatever's in front of me? See, ladies and gentlemen, failure is not an option to the believer. Failure is not an option. It just means I found one way that didn't work. Out of our mind, fake it until you make it. We got to do it. We got to get to the point where we're going in the direction of our goals and of our dreams. But in order to get there, yeah, and in order to be able to unlock your greatness, you got to push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Let your goals drive your decisions. I tell my son that all the time. Let your goals drive your decisions. Let's break bread. 4 ways to push yourself. Now, if you're taking notes, this would be a good time to get your notepad out. See, I think that leaders are readers. Like, I think when you come to these motivational Mondays, you need to have some notepads, because I am dropping gems that can change your life. And don't ask me how I know. See, I was the first one. I'm about to break bread. I was the first male on my father's side to get a high school diploma. The first male. My father had 2 other brothers. I was the first male to get a high school diploma. I was the first male on my mom's side to go to college. I was the first male on both sides to graduate from college. Yeah, I was. I was the first one to graduate from college. You say motivational teacher to the masses. How in the world did you break those barriers? I was the only male up until my generation that didn't go to jail for drug dealing on my dad's side. And motivational teacher to the masses. How did you break those barriers? I am about to share this with you. Just about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, we were flat broke. We were flat. When I say flat broke, we couldn't even put gas in the car. I had lost my job when my wife was 8 months pregnant. I got laid off to my COVID-19. I'm so scared. I got laid off. My car, my credit card, everything was gone. All while my wife was 8 months pregnant. You asking me, see, I'm talking about unlocking your potential, but you got to understand what I was doing. She'll tell you, my wife will tell you, ask my aunt, she's on here. You got to be able, you got to fight through this stuff, man. You got to understand that there's a butterfly on the inside of that cocoon. It ain't going to always go perfect for you. It's not going to always be, it's never going to line up like you think it is. Faith always has, I got so much faith. Faith is going to always be tested. You will have your Garden of Gethsemane moment as well. It's going to always be tested. You'll never go through life claiming to have great faith with no trials or tribulations. Boy, I'm breaking bread right now. Oh, my faith is just so developed. In order for your faith to be developed, you would have had to have some trials and tribulations, baby. You got to be, boy, I'm breaking bread right now. I am breaking bread right now. You would have had to overcome some things in your life in order to have great faith. And I'm challenging you right now. You got to go through some things. You gotta struggle. But for a moment, I promise you, if you jump, you won't die. I promise you, if you get out there, you won't drown. You won't drown. I'll tell you what will happen. You'll find yourself in a place like, man, I wake up now in the morning, I can't believe that God has blessed me with everything that he's done, man. I cannot believe it. Like, I live, man, like, and by all means, we're not, not this, that, or the other, but I'm just so excited about where God has us right now. And it's all because during the lean times, we never gave up. We kept moving, we kept twisting, we kept turning, we kept trying to find another way. We kept praying, we kept believing, we kept fighting. And by all means, there's no way we're completely out the cocoon yet, but we starting to get ahead about that joker. We starting to be able to see a little bit about where we're going. But until you keep with the struggle, until you keep just twisting and turning, and I ain't gonna stop moving. I'm gonna keep moving out, and I don't know which movement gonna cause the cocoon to break or the cocoon to split. But you know what? I'm gonna I figure out which one. Man, I'm breaking bread up in here. I got some people chiming into this conversation. Elke said she was driving. She said, I gotta write this and go get me some paper. Elke, yep, I don't blame you. I'm gonna listen to this thing again. Everybody wants to be a beast, but only few are willing to. Everybody wants to stay on the beach, but only few are willing to swim. Breaking bread. My wife chimed into this conversation. Praying, planning, and preparing. Boy, that's a whole nother motivational Monday right there. Praying, planning, and preparing. You're gonna have to come on with me. We can do that one together. Man, that's good stuff. 20 minutes in, I'm right on time. 4 ways to push yourself. 4 ways to push yourself. Number 1, And I always, and Elka kind of alluded to it earlier, in which I believe this wholeheartedly, is that we live from the inside out, or I call it play. We make decisions. Our lot in life is based on the inside out. And so my first way to push yourself is don't judge yourself based on your past seasons. Don't judge yourself based on what happened 2 years ago, or 4 years ago, or 6 years ago, or 8 years ago. Don't judge yourself based on what happened in the past. Like the past is dead. There's no condemnation in those. It's over. I know you tried it didn't work. Let it go. I know the last 2 years you don't know where your mind been. You've lost time. I get it. Let it go. I can't judge myself based on what happened back there, because God ain't calling me to what's back there. He's calling me to what's in front of me. Everything that you want out your life is not behind you. It's in front of you. Stop judging yourself based on mishap that happened 5 years ago, 10 years. It's time to get moving in the direction of your goals and your dreams. Stop allowing old baggage. Stop bringing old baggage onto new trips. God want to take you to a place that your eyes have not seen, your ears have not heard, but you can't go there as long as you pulling old baggage. You got to let it go. Y'all don't want to hear the motivational teacher saying, I mean, you got to let it go. I'm talking about a love TKO. You got to let that stuff go. Man, I'm breaking bread right now. It's holding you back. It's holding you back. Man, it's almost like it's something holding the back of your shirt when you're trying to run forward. You'll never get to maximum speed because you're too busy holding on to what's already been let go. If you needed it to accomplish your goals in life, God wouldn't ever let it be let go from you, or it wouldn't have ever left you, or it would still be in your life today. If it's gone, you don't need it. Let's get moving forward. Let that stuff go. I know you might have had abortions back in the day. I know you might have stole, robbed, cheated, sold drugs. I know you might have done all those things back in the day, but back in the day is back in the day. You got to let it go. And right now you got a daycare, you got a diner, you got a business, you're an entrepreneur, you got inventions that you got to invent on the inside of you. You got to let that stuff go back there so you can, I got to press toward the mark of my high calling. I got to let that go so I can go here. Boy, I'm breaking bread right now. Don't judge yourself based on past seasons. Yeah, I'm breaking bread right now. Forget the old and set your mind on new horizons. You got to get moving. The second way to push yourself, you have to grasp self-discipline. You have to have self-discipline. What's up? Yep, confirmation. We breaking bread. You have to have self-discipline. Listen to the motivational teacher to the masses. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your accomplishment. Like I guarantee you, I know ET used to say, everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. Everybody wants to be a beast. If you go out there and you talk to if 100 people on the street, 97 of them tell you, I don't want to be average, I want to be great. You go into any elementary classroom right now, they want to be lawyers and doctors and professional athletes, firefighters and policemen. But the reality of it, and the older they get and the more they live, self-doubt starts creeping in. I'm breaking bread right now because most people don't want to put the work in order to be great. I'm breaking bread. Greatness, man, listen to your boy. Greatness comes with a bounty, a heavy price. Greatness comes with a heavy price. Listen to the motivational teacher to the masses. Right now, I'm reading 3 books at one time. Why? Greatness is calling me. Greatness is calling me. Greatness demands everything. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your accomplishment. Just stop. Hey, listen, if you don't plan on doing the work, stop talking about it. Well, I'm going, no, stop saying what I am going to do and start talking about what I am doing right now. I mean, and it doesn't have to be in a big, start small, but get moving, start small. I know there's a restaurant on the inside of me. Start writing recipes. Start going to restaurants, seeing how the arrangement. Start taking pictures and trying to, and go ahead and in your imagination, start laying out your restaurant from the kitchen to the back, or your daycare, or you're looking to invent something like Kevin Dyson. Go ahead and start it. Go ahead and start it. I'm not talking about, hey, back in the day, talking about what I'm finna do or what I'm going to do. No, this is what I am doing. Right now, I am currently in the process of reading 3 books. Why? Because the motivational teacher to the masses is on a crash course somewhere. Right now, I'm making at least 2 videos a day for my YouTube page. Why? Man, it's COVID-19. People need fresh content. They need hope in a day like today. and I am fulfilling a need. I am adding value to the masses. Boy, I'm breaking bread up in here. I'm LK, I'm gonna have to go back, listen to this, and take some new notes that I have. I know I got notes. I'm gonna go listen to this and take new notes myself. I'm breaking some good bread up in here tonight. Boy, if your life should be completely, tomorrow your life should be different than it was today. I'm just telling you. Every day you got to go from glory to glory. I think you said that last Motivational Monday. You got to get moving in the direction, man. You got to have self-discipline. Plato said the first and best victory is to conquer thine self. Like that, trust me on this. Trust me on this. Man, if you cannot master you, why would you have 50 or 75 employees? If you can't master you, why would God trust you with hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars if you can't master you? Huh? Does it make sense? Like, why would you, if you can't make the struggle to get out the cocoon, why would you think you just gonna pop into a butterfly? Like, it's funny because now, you know, at no church, and now we don't have, you can't actually go to physical church, but I'm online. I watch, you know, on Sundays, we probably watch 2 or 3 different services, Sunday morning services. And I love it. Part of my life. And I'm not saying that has to be a part of yours, but it's part of my life. But I do hear a lot about what people expect God to do. Well, I want God to do this. I want God to do this, God to do this, and God to do this. But if you can't conquer thyself, why would you expect somebody else to do it? If you're not willing to invest, you know, 10 hours a week into your business, why would Wells Fargo give you $100,000 cash line of credit when you're not willing to invest in it? Listen, it doesn't make. If you're not willing to sow and invest into your own business, man hours, if you're not willing to take your last nickel and put it in your business, why would you expect me to sow into it? I have people all the time want us to sow into the business, or you want us to go into partnership with them. I said, no. Because if you're not willing, why would I be willing to give more to your vision than what you're willing to give to it? There would be nobody other than my wife that's be willing to give more to my vision than I'm willing to do. Now, there's nobody that I'm going to expect to spend more time on my goals and my dreams than what I'm willing to do. I'm not asking BB&T. I'm not asking Bank of America to fund what we do. No, we will fund it out of our pockets because this is what God gave us to do. And if he gave it to us, he will provide for us. I'm breaking bread right now. But it requires, my first and best victory is to conquer thyself. It requires that I conquer me. It requires, watch number 3. Build a strong body. See, if we can't control what we put in and out of our body, we'll never be able to control the body. I'm breaking bread right now. If a cinnamon roll has more power over us than what we're supposed to be doing, what we're supposed to be doing for our life, then ladies and gentlemen, it's hard. It's hard to get to greatness when we have no self-control. And we want to be great. Guess what you need to be great? You need a healthy body. We don't need sugar diabetes. We don't need hypertension and high cholesterol and all these other diseases that come upon our body from worry, stress, overeating, for us mistreating our body. Yep. Number 3, 4 ways to push yourself. You got to have a strong body. A strong body with a lot of water, a lot of vegetables, because we have to practice self. I know I'm breaking bread right now. And it's uncomfortable. And it's uncomfortable right now. But if you're going to get to the next level in life, you need your body. Check this out. The Lancet claims that physical inactivity kills 5 million people per year. Physical inactivity kills more than 5 million people per year. We talking about COVID-19. We need to be talking about, we need to get up off our butts and get moving, because until we're able to train this body and train this mind, man, we're going to have to be average. It's going to be average. It's going to be average. Ladies and gentlemen, I said every Motivational Monday, there's a place where you can have a great marriage. Yep. There's a place where you can have more money at the end of the month. There's a place where you can have money to sow into nonprofit organizations. You can we start our own nonprofit organization. You can do all those things. There's a place where you can have, there's a place where you can have a strong body. Like Adalia just said, we need to clean and maintain our temple. You only getting one. If you mess this one up, it's over. One temple. That's why man, drink water, eat live leafy green vegetables. Make sure that you're eating plenty of fruits. Make sure you're limiting sugar and all this other stuff into your diet. Well, motivational teacher to the max, you've been an athlete all your life. It's easy for you. Man, you cannot put off self-discipline. You cannot put off taking care. I'm going to need this thing till I'm 140. See, like some of y'all can't wait to get to heaven. That's not me. I got a lot of work to do on this earth. If I'm going to leave a legacy for my children's children. I got work to do. I need a healthy body. And if you're going to, and truth be told, if you're going to do everything that God has put in you to do, you're going to need a healthy body. I'm breaking bread right now. 4 ways to push yourself. I got some people chiming into this conversation. We need to clean and maintain our temple. No doubt you can have a great garden. Just got to remove the weeds first. You just broke bread. We got to get rid of all this stuff that's not getting us to where we want to go. 4 ways to push yourself. Number 1 is don't judge yourself based on your past seasons. Number 2 is self-discipline. Number 3 is build your temple. And number 4, yeah, I like this one. Number 4, test your limits. Boy, I just broke bread. Test your limits. Yeah. Don't just sit there. Test your limits. What can I try today that I thought I could not do yesterday? During the beginning of COVID-19, I sat in the house for the first 3 weeks. And I'm one that usually go to the gym early in the morning, play racquetball, lift weights. I do it at least 4 or 5 times a week. I'm that guy. And I sat in the house the first 3 weeks of COVID-19, and all I did was just see my waistline getting bigger. And so I had to test my limit. I haven't ran outside. I haven't ran on the road. I haven't ran a true mile probably in 15 years. But doing this whole COVID, I call it a COVID-19 cleanse. Doing this whole COVID-19 cleanse, I said, let me test myself. And so I went outside, I ran, walk, and I was so tired. My body was so sore the next day, but I'm testing my limits. I went out there like Sunday, I went out there and ran 2 miles and then came back and got the body for another 2 miles. I'm pushing myself beyond the past exhaustion. I'm pushing myself beyond exhaustion. Question is to you, what are you doing to push your limits? What are you doing to up your game more than you did yesterday? I've never read 3 books at one time, but I'm reading 3 books at one time right now. I've never produced more than 2 videos a week. Right now I'm producing 9. At least 9 videos a week. Why? Because I'm pushing my limits. I'm saying, if you give me the time, you gave me the gift of time, I'm going to give you results back. Now, I don't know what's going to, because I'm doing it, but I'm going to do it because why? I do it wholeheartedly as unto God. I am pushing and testing my limits. Eleanor Roosevelt said, you must do the things you think you cannot do. You got to commit to doing the things you think you cannot do, the things that you think smart enough to do, the things that you think you're not pretty enough, or you're not smart enough, you're not tall enough, you're not short enough, you're not qualified. You got to start pushing those limits. You have to see if God will work for me. You got to move beyond what you know. You got to start pushing the limits. Oh, motivational teacher to the masses. I've been wallowing in this cocoon for the last 10 years, and it just seems like I can't get free. Well, you keep pushing. You keep pushing. You keep pushing, because when the doggone elbow pop out, you're gonna break the cocoon wide open. You keep pushing. You keep striving for excellence, for more. Never settle into where this is my lot in life. This is all I can have. You are only confounded by the walls that you build. I am breaking bread. You are only confounded by the walls that you build in your own mind. Your only limitation is what you say, what you think, and what you believe that you can do. There's genius on the inside of you. When I was debt broke, didn't have 2 nickels rubbed together, when I was living with one of my colleagues in a room, in a room about the size of this one, with a box spring and a mattress on the floor. This guy right now standing in front of you was tied down on the inside of it. He was on the inside of that guy 15 years ago that was sleeping on a box spring mattress, a beast deep down on the inside of it. It took 10 years of pushing, not accepting, you ain't holding me today. It took me knocking against it, pushing against it. It took me jumping up and down. It took me wiggling. It took me improving myself. It took me understanding that my limitations were here. And the majority of my limitations didn't come based on what I thought. It came, they were forced down on me by my environment. It was my environment that shaped the way I believe what I believe. It is up to us to shake loose from what we've seen in the past in order to get what's in our future. You got to test your limits. Without testing your limits, you will die an average death. I'm not a prophet, but I will prophesy. Without testing your limits, without pushing your limits, you will die an average death. You get to make a decision right now today that I choose to be great, like Tony the Tiger great. I get to choose to be great. I'm on this side of the dirt. I get to make the adjustments in order to change my life for my children's children. I just broke bread. You gotta test your limits. Your limits are only the ones that are in your mind. Who said I couldn't read 3 books at one time? That's what I'm doing right now. The average person doesn't read more than 2 books after they graduate high school. I'm reading 3 right now at one time. You got to test your limits. What is it? I ran 2 miles and rode 2 miles. I ain't ran 2 miles, I bet you, since I left college, since I stopped playing ball. But to now, at 40, I'm testing my limits. What limits are you testing? I'm breaking bread right now. What are you moving around? What are you shaking in your life? What cocoon has you bound? Is it the cocoon of finances, where you feel like I always have to borrow Peter to pay Paul? Is it the cocoon a relationship? Well, I don't know if I deserve a wife that can take care. I don't know if Boaz is coming. What cocoon are you trying to shake today? Total life prosperity is within your grasp, but it requires you testing those limits, challenging your own belief system. Boy, I'm breaking bread on this Motivational Monday. Challenging your own belief system. That's the only thing that's limiting us from maximizing everything that God has given us. We don't need to say one more prayer. We don't need to do one more thing or go to one more seminar. Now it's time to activate. It's time to activate. I don't need one more class. I got to start activating my gift. I got to start pushing myself right now. I can't talk about what I'm going to do later. I'm doing now. Right now, listen to your boy. I am breaking bread tonight. Right now, go get you a sheet of paper and just begin to write what I might want to do. Just begin. I dare you to close your eyes for 5 minutes and just think about, man, if I didn't have any limits and money and time was no option, it was not a barrier, what would I want to do? Get your sheet of paper, get your pen, get your pencil, begin to write. Start now. I'm going to get off this Motivational Monday. I am challenging you all to begin to write the vision and make it plain. If you write it, you can run with it. And as you begin to run with your vision, like the other day, you have people that want to sow in your. I had one. Listen, Anthony, this video was so good that I had to send it to 50 people. As you begin to run with it, you will find other people as you write it and you begin to run with it, that they will hop on board with you, and you didn't even ask. And I'm going to do this because I'm the motivational teacher. Let's call Elijah. Elisha just saw Elijah working and said, man, I got to go with that guy, because he had the vision. He was making the plan and he was running with it. He was running with it. Now it's your time. I am passing the torch to you. You take the vision, you write it, and those that can see it can begin to run with it. But the first person is you. Boy, I am so excited about this group that's looking at me right now. I know that there's so much manifestation right here in this group. What I want to see happen in 10 years, I'm going to replay this video and I'm going to look down the name of the people in this box. And when I look down these names 10 years from now, 10 years from now, I can see right now hosting your own talk shows, or you having 4 or 5 lines of business, or you doing relationship summits on doing summits on relationships, or how to groom kids, or doing clinics on whatever you're the expert in because you put the time in and you test the limits. I can see this group doing all those things. And man, I'm telling you, I am so looking forward to what we become, because it's the process of the struggle that builds the wings to fly out the cocoon, baby. It's the process of the struggle that builds greatness. Yep. And I see the eyes looking at me. We're going to get there, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to get there. This is video 2 in the series of how to unlock your potential. Hey, please host a watch party, share, like this video. If you're on YouTube, go please subscribe to my YouTube page. I'm dropping fresh bread daily on my YouTube page. Williams Inspired, bell twice, bing bing, so you get it in the day that I drop that bread. Hey man, y'all have been amazing tonight. Thank you all for chiming into this chat line, into the chat. You all always elevate this conversation. That's why I love having a community of people that are waging war on mediocrity. Iron sharpens iron as one man sharpens another, and you all make me sharper. So thank you all for commenting and getting into this box. Until next time, I'm challenging you to wage on mediocrity. I'm out.